All right, I want to do a little science experiment here because there was a little talk about this not running your vehicle too low on fuel because you'll suck up everything in the bottom of the gas tank and then it'll ruin your fuel pump. All your fuel injectors are going to be clogged, whatever else all the old school guys are screaming. So I got this mouthwash bottle that you squeeze to bring up. This little piece of pre-soaked gauze. This is going to be my fuel filter. That's bread tie. It's going to hold it on. And I'm going to use some pepper here. And that's going to be my contaminants that are going to be all in the bottom of this tank. So I'm making a mess here as I do this, but I'm going to pour a bunch of contaminants down into here. All right, there are a whole bunch of crap. 25-year-old truck. Lots of crap floating around in the tank. So I'm going to put this into some solution. I'm going to wrap up my little fuel filter on the end of my pickup tube here. That would be the same as that pre-filter that comes off of your fuel filter down in your gas tank. And then we'll do some extra little experiments from here. This is more of my fuel pump experiment test. This bottle is representing my gas tank. Just look at all this crap that's floating around in my old tank. 20 plus years of fuel have gone in there. This is going to essentially be my fuel pump that's then going to send our fuel. This will be our little bowl. Assume, hey, maybe old school, like a carb. There's our bowl, and then we're going to dump it into our engine, and we're going to see how much of this crap goes into our engine. Now, first thing when we start up, everything's been sitting, right? So we're going to go like this. We're going to get a little fuel up in here. Squeeze it out. That's how it comes out, since this is the mouthwash thing. All right, let's take that and we'll dump this in and we'll see how much we got. All right, looks pretty clear at this point. I don't see anything in there. All right, so now we're going to drive. We're going to bump this tank around. Boom, driving down my driveway. I'm out. Now I stopped. Oh my God, now I go. I'm changing lanes in traffic. And now we put everything in the solution in here, except for the really heavy bits. So let's keep going. How much fuel can we use, right? Here we go. There's that. We're still driving. Got like a half a tank here. Okay. Driving. It's going to take a long time. So I'm going to do a bunch more of these. And I'll come back for just the end. Okay, so I've gone through half a tank down to almost no fuel left in the tank. This is what's come through so far. Not a speck of pepper in there. I don't know the easiest way to look at this. Here, through the light. Look at that. There's nothing. Nothing in this glass. Oh boy, here we are. We're down to the end of this tank. Look at all the crap floating in there. Ugh. I'm going to ruin this fuel pump in just a second. Now keep in mind too, since I'm pumping into here, you'd still have a fuel filter in line between here and your engine. So let's dump that out. I didn't see anything come up in that one. We're down to just, the very dregs were barely even got that submerged. And what's coming up through my fuel filter, or my fuel pump here? Just clean fuel. Clean fuel. Let's do it again. The fuel light is on now. We're running on fumes. We're only sucking up the dirtiest of the nastiest of the gas that's left on the bottom there, with all the little bits and rust and everything that came from the horrible way they fill these fuel pumps. And we're here. We're still getting clean stuff into our fuel pump here. So let's look here. All right, that's you're not gonna run your tank any further down than that. That's like a half a gallon left in your tank if we're talking. This is a full fuel tank, and I'm gonna pull that out, and we'll see if we got anything on our pre-filter or if that's all gummed up. Okay, I gotta use a pair of pliers to pull this stem out of there now. Get in there. Pull that out, and let's see what the pre-filter at the bottom of our fuel pump is looking like. It's doing its job. There's There's plenty of crud on it. But if we go back over to everything that we pumped out of that tank, and it's clean. It's got some coloration from the pepper, but look at that. There's not a speck in there. Now, assume too, you're still getting a fuel filter between here and your fuel injectors. So can we please get over this bull about, oh, don't run your vehicle down to empty. You're going to suck all that crap up off the bottom of the tank. You're going to ruin your fuel pump. You're going to ruin your fuel injectors. You're going to ruin your engine. Oh my God. Guys, that's old school. Get over it. We have better protections in place these days. All right. Hopefully this ends this stupid debate.